Hi everyone, this is Abhi Katyal. I decided I would do a general astrology update today on August the 15th. It's funny, um, clearly the video that most applies right now on one level, on a more obvious and a more literal level, is the video I did on the August 11th new moon solar eclipse. And indeed, on Facebook, I posted that. But there's something about the energies and the way they're playing out. I almost feel like I need to do astrology updates every week from here on in for a little while to kind of for us to hold each other's hands through these energies. Why did I decide to do a general update? I decided to do a general update because while people who have been following new moon and full moon updates of mine on Facebook for a while now, and now on YouTube with the eclipses, it just so happens that I launched this channel during the time of the eclipses, have become used to new moon and full moon updates. And they're not just new moon and full moon updates, there's also a bit of an update as to the energy of the time and what's going on around them. When it comes to the August 11th new moon solar eclipse, the energies this week, even though it occurred on Sunday, the energies this week and next week and even the week after that will be impacted by Mercury going direct this Sunday on August the 18th, 19th, depending on where you are, and then Mars going direct on August 27th, 28th. And these two planets slowing down in order to go direct are going to be impacting us. They're going to be rather powerful in their stationary positions, practically. And that really is going to be, those are going to be the key influences that we're going to be feeling for 2 or 3 weeks. The August 11th new moon solar eclipse, as I've maintained even in my past video, is going to launch a series of events. Really what this eclipse is going to be about is going to become clear by October the 11th. So what I want you to take as far as the new moon on Sunday is concerned is pay attention to what the energies were like the 48 hours before that new moon and going into that new moon on the weekend, and how flat things felt and how emotionally dead they felt and how down you might have been, etc. And pay attention now, as you are Wednesday after the new moon, as to how much more productive you might actually be. How much more there's an, again, I'm going to use the word inspiration. The wave starts to move towards the shore. It doesn't immediately gather momentum, but it starts to as of the new moon. Sorry, there's a little bit of commotion down there, but they're done. So you know, the wave started to move towards the shore on Sunday, and it's now Wednesday, and by now, all I want you to really pay attention to as far as the new moon itself is concerned is the difference in the energy just prior to the new moon and over the past 3 days. And can you feel the wave of energy start to move over 2 weeks into the full moon? That's all I want you to take right now. The second thing I want you to take as far as the new moon solar eclipse is concerned in Leo is that it happened on August 11th, and you're going to wait to see how things unfold till October the 11th. And you're going to pay attention to both August 11th a week or two before and see what's happening, but especially October the 11th, a week or two during that time, to really try to think about what has occurred and how it might thematically be linked to events that occurred December the 9th of 2016 to February the 9th, 2017, July the 21st and August the 21st, 2017 to October 21st, 2017, November 30th of 2017 to January 31st, 2018, and now August 11th to October 11th, 2018. More importantly, 4 minutes into this video, I'm ready to talk about what the energies of this week really feel like. In many respects, the key words that I used in the last particular video applies. The word patience. As I said then, we're waiting for this August 11th new moon solar eclipse. Then we're waiting for Mercury to go direct this weekend. Then we're waiting for Mars to go direct on August 27th. And what we're really then in September, we're waiting for that September 11th date when Mars moves back into Aquarius, which is where the lunar eclipse of July the 27th occurred. The feeling right now is definitely one of having to wait. So if you're waiting for things to come to you, if you're waiting for things to move fast, not happening. And there is no choice but to surrender to this timing. Part of the problem when you have as many planets as we have retrograde right now, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, yeah. When you have as many planets retrograde, modern life doesn't really take astrology or the planets into question. And it's all about forward movement, and it's all about quick developments, and it's all about the upward rise, and it's all about being busy. When you have these many planets in retrograde motion, the universe and the energies are not conspiring towards a great deal of activity and busyness. And that creates a tremendous tension when so many planets are retrograde. The need to go over prior stuff, the need to process prior stuff, a lot of processing, a lot of having to wait. People say they're going to do something by such and such time, but they don't get to it. Things just take slower and longer to unfold. And all of this becomes really problematic if you're waiting for things in order to move forward or resolve certain things by a certain amount of time, or you really need that round peg to go into that round hole on a particular date at a particular time in order to create a certain amount of ease. It, at present, has a strong possibility that it won't. It has a strong possibility that it might be 48 hours late. It has a possibility it might be 2 weeks late right now. And that creates a lot of tension because we are a deadline-driven society. We're not a let us put up our feet and process and take stock and review and revise and go over things and see what data is being brought to us at this time of retrograde motion and reconfirm what our plans are supposed to be as planets move direct. None of that, all of that is happening, but none of that is exciting. None of that is what we're looking for. One of the things I will tell you is by the time the planets do start to move forward, by the time, September the 11th comes along and things start to unfold eclipse-wise, some of you might actually turn around and say, well, I kind of preferred it when it was slower. At least, at least we were processing things and things weren't moving forward so that, crap wasn't hitting the fan, because forward movement brings its own unfolding. So what are the key takeaways as far as this particular update is concerned and this video is concerned? This week, Mercury going retrograde is finally going to slow down and stop on August the 18th, 19th, and it's going to start to resume its forward motion. This week and next week, expect irritation, frustration, the need for patience, bizarre things happening technologically, technical snafus, meetings, payments not coming through, customer service, conversations being ridiculous, you asking someone to do something and they do the exact opposite. Just absurd behavior to some extent. Scrambled behavior. Frustration, having to wait for energy to clear. I know the new moon solar eclipse happened, but this week and next week, and to some extent the week after, but really the hardest weeks are going to be this week and next week, because Mercury going direct after it's gone retrograde, and even though it goes direct on the 18th and 19th, don't expect the energies to clear till about the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. After the 24th. And then Mars slows down, and then it's going to go direct. But we are waiting for all of this. What is the best use of this time? Anything old that you are having to process, plans, revisions, places where you might get reconfirmations, places where you have to rethink things, decisions that you made that need to be acted on, whatever needs to be handled and sorted out and processed so that there can be forward movement when the planets align, that is the best possible use of this time. Is that conducive to the way contemporary life works? No. But this week and next week will have their challenges if you're expecting things to move forward, expecting things to happen the way they're supposed to. The best possible use of the time is to anything. Redo, revise, review, rehash, reflect, And then once Mars goes direct too, on the 27th, we can really start to see things starting to take shape and develop. Pay attention to the shift in your own energy. As I said, the new moon did happen. I'm willing to put money on the fact that by the time it's now Wednesday, by the time we're at this point in time, you're just that much, you have that much more energy, and that you're that much more productive than you were. Things may be slower, but there's an eagerness to take things on. Certainly more so than the 48 hours to 24 hours as we were heading into the new moon. I think just the biggest shock of this week and next week is going to be that after the new moon, as there's a desire for things to move forward, how much resistance there is. And so just deal with it. Prepare that things will be late, prepare that there will be snafus, prepare that calls will be dropped, prepare for all that craziness, and see what comes up. See what comes up. If you have an awareness of the houses in your chart that Mercury rules, don't expect matters related to those houses to go smoothly. And then Mercury will go direct, and by the end of next week, the second of the three events that we're waiting to clear will have occurred. The eclipses will be done, Mercury will be direct, and we'll just be waiting for Mars to go direct. All right, some of this was repetitive, and I will stop. And maybe it might be best to do some of these general updates on a weekly basis so that we can all continue to check in and we can, as I said, hold each other's hands as we go through this process into decisive forward movement by September the 11th of this year. All right, thanks. Take care.